Oh. Okay. Oof. All right. Post cold showers thoughts. The microdose is just kicking in. Life is good. The cosmic giggle is at full capacity, and here's what I wanted to say. Everything is electricity. Okay? Everything is electricity. Energy isn't derived from food. It isn't derived, although you can derive it from food, but it's such a finite, like if you eat something, if you eat a piece of apple, it's got a finite amount of energy in it. So it's not accurate to say that you can't derive energy from food. You absolutely could. It's just when you're constantly trained to get the energy from an external source, your body internally forgets how to get the energy, which is the Tao, which is just, you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into who you are, and it turns out you're pure energy. And this happens with bodybuilders. They'll go on testosterone, they'll take it from an external source, they'll stop taking it because their body naturally secretes testosterone, but the body is lazy and efficient. That's sort of how the body runs its game. So you start to take testosterone from an external source, body says, okay, I guess we don't need to produce as much of it anymore. And then the body downgrades its production of testosterone because, again, it's efficient and lazy, and it always wants to allocate resources somewhere else. Then the bodybuilder gets off testosterone, and suddenly they have man titties and an imbalance of estrogen testosterone until their body eventually balances itself back out. It's the same thing with energy. So if you're always programmed, like all of us are, to get your energy from external sources, the internal energy is pretty soon forgotten. And so it's a slow, gradual process of training yourself to go back into the internal source. Just like a bodybuilder has to follow a certain protocol after they get off testosterone. And if they do so successfully, then the side effects are minimized. Okay? And so they're able to, get their testosterone levels back up, gradually without causing too much harm. It's the same thing with getting or becoming food independent. It's not never eating anymore. It's just no longer using food for energy. Okay? And so cold showers are an absolutely fantastic way of doing that. It's unreal. The electromagnetic energy that you pull off of a cold shower is insane, but you've got to stay in there long enough. In my experience, and I've been doing this now for years, and you've got to stay in there long enough. Really, you've got to stay in there for minimum 5 minutes under the water, like strictly under the water. 10 minutes in my experience is optimal. You do a few rounds there, like a few rounds of breathing, you do the Wim Hof breathing in there, do the hyperventilating and the retention and everything. Do maybe 2-3 rounds. That's about 10 minutes. 3 rounds, about 10 minutes or so. And then you really feel this surge of electromagnetic energy flowing through you. It's unbelievable. And then the microdosing, it's the same thing, because it's not that microdosing psychedelics gives you energy. It's just, it brings you into that place in you that is pure energy, and so suddenly you feel like, you feel illuminated again. You feel like, wow, there's so much to life, there's so much to me. And so that is really a powerful combination. Absolutely one of my favorite combinations as far as the energy game goes. And here's the other thing, and this is something I've been doing recently. So I have to wake up in the morning and teach kids. And a lot of times I wake up and I want to get more sleep. Straight up, you know, the body just wants to get more sleep. Like today, I forced myself to get up. Just because I went to bed late, I've been just having a lot of energy lately, like just a lot of energy. So I just can't really sleep before 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Because I'm just like, I'm lit, man. Like, yesterday I went to the forest at like 11, just hang out there. And I came back, I was listening to these lectures and everything. Like, you know, you just, when you get the light bulbs turned on, I can't go to bed early any longer. So I think I fell asleep about 1:30 or 2 a.m. I have to be up at 6. So, you know, 4 hours I woke up, I gotta go back to sleep, okay? Not enough, I haven't gotten enough cosmic energy through sleep, because sleep is sort of our natural way of getting cosmic energy, and then meditation would be the ultimate, obviously. So woke up, taught the kids, and then I was just like, you know, out of it after. So I took a nap. Okay, I mean, look, if I didn't take a nap, the cold shower and the microdose, it wouldn't have done shit. I'm telling you right now, it would not, because sleep and meditation is the number one source for electromagnetic energy. Meditation would be number one. Okay, and then sleep right after. But for most of us, me speaking, it's sleep. I'm not an experienced meditator to the point where I see my sleep drastically decrease the need of it anyway. So if I hadn't taken the nap, trust me, I've done so many experiments, and you know, this whole cold shower microdosing combination, don't be deceived, because I've done this combination many times before, but I was sort of needed more sleep. I was, you know that foggy feeling you have, that mental fog, because you need more sleep, more rest. And trust me, I've done this microdosing cold shower combination many times, knowing very well that what I really need right now is a nap, or a really solid meditation session. And it doesn't do shit. It doesn't even produce a cosmic giggle. So then the moral of the story, what I want to drive into you, is meditation and sleep are really the foundation. It's really, if you're looking to plug into the cosmic source of energy, then meditation is number one, and then sleep right after. And they sort of, you know, as you get better at meditation, your sleep, the need for sleep, because you're powered now, because through meditation you get an unlimited access to this cosmic energy. How is it that I was I was just way out of it today? How is it that and trust me, I've tried microdosing on those days where you're just kind of out of it. It doesn't do shit. It's the worst idea, actually. It makes you frustrated, because you're kind of confused, like what's happening, what's going on. So I never do that anymore. I realized that for me to get energy, the first source is meditation and sleep. Nap. So I took a 2-hour nap, and like when I woke up at the 2-hour mark, my eyes were just like this, like whoa, like lit, like everything's lit. And I knew right there and then my battery is reached 100%, just like you put a cell phone in the socket, right? And then it's 100%. And so always go for these two things first before anything else, because the body balances everything. You know, they tell you need this and that from foods, you need electrolytes, you need vitamins. No. If you get enough meditation, enough sleep, the body will do everything in that process. It will balance and get to that homeostasis. It's actually only through eating that usually you interfere with the homeostasis process, especially if you're eating the wrong types of foods. You know, dairy, meats, processed foods. Oh, you're throwing the Tao way off. You're throwing the homeostasis, the balance way off. You're draining the battery really quickly. Okay, like telling you, you're draining the battery. So everything is electricity, and you're an electrical being. We're electrical beings. Everything is electricity. You hear about the raw foods movement, that these foods have electrical energy in them. And that is absolutely correct. And of course, if you switch over to a raw food diet, you're going to be passing more electromagnetic energy through you. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's a child's play in comparison to the real thing. I mean, think about it. You're tired and exhausted, and here is a bowl of cherries and blueberries, and here is a 2-hour nap. Which one's gonna give you more electromagnetic energy? Which one is gonna give you more of an awake feeling, of an alertness, of energy? It's pretty obvious that the 2-hour nap versus consuming something even as holy and as pure and as electromagnetic as a bowl of organic blueberries and cherries, clearly one is far superior than another. Clearly. Like, it doesn't take a genius to understand this, because it's an experiential thing. You're tired, you're exhausted, your battery's drained. You might eat that food, it might feel a little better, but that feeling of fogginess is still there, and pretty soon, because even the food needs some work to be digested, pretty soon you'll get back to like this. But a 2-hour nap, you go on the whole day after. You see? So it's funny because that line from the Tao Te Ching, it keeps ringing in my ears, which is to obtain or to become learned, gain daily. To obtain Tao, reduce daily. Reduce and reduce and reduce until all action is reduced to non-action. Until all action is reduced to non-action. What is the process of meditation and sleep? It's the process of non-action. Then when nothing is done, nothing is left undone. Nothing is left undone. Your body balances itself back, homeostasis is reached, toxins are detoxified. Most of them are detoxified via the breath anyway. 70% of toxins leave through the breath. So while you're sleeping and breathing and meditating, you're detoxifying and you're getting charged up. It's really when nothing is done, nothing is left undone. Okay, now you've got these hacks called showers, incredible. Okay, incredible electromagnetic, because it requires something. Taking a cold shower is a masculine act. Sleeping, meditation is a feminine act. And so, but again, what's a more superior way of getting energy? It isn't a cold shower, it's a nap. It's sleep. That's what it is. Okay? And as far as the microdose, as far as I'm concerned, its role in the energy equation is making you mentally aware of all of this. Because like I said, I've had many days where I microdosed and I was low on energy, and it's just bad. Like, I don't do that anymore. If I'm low on, I never touch it. Because I feel icky, weird, anxious. It's this weird, icky feeling like something's off here. So I think it actually, where it comes into play is it gives you the mental clarity to see things as they are, to see that this is the way of it. This is the way of things. Clearly, our primary source of energy is not food, is not something external. Clearly, something happens in the state of non-action. And that's where we should be aiming most of our attention. Not on, again, I see this a lot in the raw food community, right? Well, they'll get so specific about something that somebody will come in and be like, well, you gotta eat organic. If you eat non-organic, like, there's barely any electromagnetic energy and you're gonna feel like shit. That's because that particular person that's making that argument is so fixated on one finite, small, and honestly, largely irrelevant part of how to get electromagnetic energy from the universe. Of course, an organic piece of fruit is going to have more electromagnetic energy, more nutrition. There's no question about it. But if that's all you're fixated on, you're under a large illusion. You're not aware of the source, the primary source that you should be focused on, which is non-action, essentially, which is meditation and then sleep. And so if you realize that meditation and sleep is the same thing, meditation is conscious sleep, sleep is unconscious meditation, then you begin to say, well, okay, let me work on meditation, because then you say, well, I'm sleeping too much. I don't. Maybe if I meditate, I won't need as much sleep, and I'll get more energy that way, which is true. Which is true, by the way. And so that, I think that's where, you know, anybody who's serious enough about maximizing and optimizing their relationship with the energy all around them, all this infinite energy, you should really be concentrated on sleep and meditation, because that's really where the meat and the butter of energy is. The rest of it, you use these things, you know, you use them, especially if you're trying to, if you've been grown up all your life just entirely dependent on food as a source of energy. Again, it gives you energy. It's very finite though, and it requires energy to process. So it also takes energy at the same time. Okay? So yeah, that was the rant. So yeah, thank you to all the Patreons for supporting this channel and for supporting these entertaining rants. I mean, I was largely entertained by this rant. So when you're entertained by your own blabber, then you know it's good shit. Yeah, if you'd like to support and join the Patreon family, you'll see a link down below in the description. And love you guys, and until next time, may the Force be with you.